see if we got everything figured out. It's been a little bit since I've been live. I forgot how to get everything ready, it seems like. Bear with me. Hey, Solange. Jumped on a little bit earlier. I want to make sure I don't have any issues with anything. See if I do or not. Does it sound good? Is it all systems go? It's been a pretty good while since I went live. Let's see, kind of checking it on my end too. What's going on, Charlie? What's going on, man? I hope all is well down your way, buddy. Let's see, I feel like, I don't know if it's just... Alright, so I got my computer right here, so I'm going to try to, it's just a little bit easier for me to kind of respond to comments and put things in there on this, just from this. Well, it's pretty cool. There's an Amazon drone dropping off a package right here. That's so cool how they do that now. Paul, Gwen, thanks for being here. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Abner, thanks for being here. What's going on, Paul? I appreciate everyone dropping in tonight. I know I've been really inconsistent with these lives, and just honestly, I just have been pretty busy, and then I just honestly haven't had a lot to talk about. You know, it's been pretty steady. It's hot. The bite's been pretty good. Some days it's more work than others, but in general it's been pretty good. And I've been as busy as I can handle with trips, and so I've just didn't want to just kind of be repetitive with these. I think the last one I did was in May. I'm going to try to get back to trying to be a little more consistent with these, but what's going on, Cruz? Thanks for being here. Just for fun fishing, thanks for being here. Been following you for a while. Glad your channel is growing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I have been working hard at trying to get everything going in the right direction. Everything, you know, moving forward, and it's with my schedule. It's been pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie. What's going on, Mark? I hope things are good down your way, man. But yeah, we're getting to that time of year where, you know, it's getting closer and closer to fall, and I'm ready. I always say that, you know, not that I get bored with, I don't know how to put it. I enjoy all aspects of crappie fishing. I really do, but it does get a little bit repetitive when I'm in the boat in the summer running trips, and you know, it's just the same thing every day. And you know, it's good fishing, but it does get kind of repetitive. And I'll be glad whenever I can leave that boat at home, go walk a creek bank, go put my hoodie on, and then, you know, before long the creeks are going to be going with the springtime spawn runs, and I really hope that things go good this year. David Jones, we're not catching very many fish up here in Brookville, Indiana. Oh no, sorry to hear that, man. Larry Hoff, what's going on? Thanks for dropping in. Charlie, is fall, winter, early winter good for dock shooting at Cedar Creek? Man, you know, it can be. It definitely can be good. The problem with the fall is usually the water's down pretty far, and so a lot of the docks become pretty shallow. Honestly, I'm trying to think the last time I went down there and dock shot in the fall. It's probably been a few years, but I always remember, especially that September time frame, I remember it being kind of tough. That's a good question, man. I really don't know. I hear Palestine can be pretty good that time of year, but I have not been down that way myself to check. David Jones, how are you on low and high pressure? Man, so that depends on what I'm doing, David. That's a good question. So for me, I like to. I'm trying to see why this is not working. For me, I like to. If I'm, let's say, if I'm fishing from the bank, if I'm creek fishing, I like low pressure, and I like that because of one reason and one reason only. I'm not big into whether the high or low pressure makes crappie feed or makes them not feed. Crappie have to feed, period. They might feed in the morning one day, they might feed later in the day one day. It just depends, but in general they have to feed every day. For me, I like the high and low pressure because it tells me where those fish are going to be. So on days when it's low pressure, typically it's like cloudy, you know sometimes drizzly, maybe it's raining, things like that. It's probably pretty windy. And things like that tend to have those fish roam a little bit more, and so they're a little bit easier for me to catch from the bank. I don't have to get quite as close to the stumps or quite as in the bushes as I normally would if it's sunny. And then, vice versa in the summertime or when I'm in the boat, I want it sunny. I want the pressure high. I want it bluebird sky, and that goes against everything that you hear growing up. But for me, that high pressure, sunny skies puts the fish into cover where I'm looking, and so it just makes them a little bit easier to target that way. Abner, have you fished bardwell or Waxahachie before? I've fished Waxahachie a few years ago. I caught a few fish. I think I went in the winter. It's probably the wrong time of year to go. Excuse me, but I did catch a few fish over there. I'm trying to think if I fished the Bardwell barge way back in the day, but I have fished the Bardwell spillway, but I've never fished the lake itself from my boat or anything. From what I can remember, man, there's just so many lakes that I just need to get around to. I've got my eyes on some lakes out west over here that I need to get out and check pretty soon. Um, Grapevine. So I would just kind of go over I'm just going to go in general about how the lakes are fishing for me. I've been out, every week. This week's a little slower. Just got some doctor's appointments, things like that. Um, and then next week I'm going to be out quite a bit. But the let's see, I'm just for fun fishing. I'm in Ennis, Texas. What lake should I be hitting up for this time of year? If you live in Ennis, I would definitely check out Bardwell. Um, you're not too far from Chambers too. I've heard Chambers has been pretty tough this year, but anyway, I'm just gonna go down through it. Ray Roberts, I have not been up there in a while. The last time I was there, it's been over a month probably. I was fishing, main lake brush piles, deep piles, and there was a lot of short fish on everything. And that's that's just kind of been the story with that lake for me lately. I'm planning on getting back up there very soon. I'm gonna go look at some timber, things like that. I just honestly haven't had time. I've just been kind of running with certain lakes. I've been mainly I've been on Benbrook, and then I've been on Levon. Those are the two lakes that I've been on the most. They're both fishing pretty well. If I had to pick, if I had to pick, I'd probably pick Levon. Just the water's up a little bit more. Benbrook's a little bit low, but the quality fish is pretty similar in both. And so I've been running most of my trips out there. Louisville, I went out there a few weeks ago now, I guess, and it was just absolutely horrible. Um, I've been supposedly there's lots of people out there catching fish, but I have not seen that personally. And then on Grapevine, I have been out there a lot lately, and it's just not fishing good. There's just no way around it, you guys. It just, I don't know if it's obviously it was the flood from the springtime when the lake got almost 20 foot high. But years in the past when it's done that and it's come back down, it's fished all right. But this year it's just flat out not fishing good. Just a lot of little fish, little black crappie for some reason. I don't know if those are getting ready to take over or what. Catching a lot of bluegill. Can catch some good sized crappie, but I have to work for every single one of them. And so kind of my game plan going forward is to kind of run trips at Levon, Benbrook, and I'm hoping to get back up to Ray Roberts and look a little bit more. That's kind of the game plan. Just, especially as these fish start transitioning. I don't foresee Grapevine or Louisville getting any better. I just don't. Um, so I'm kind of scratching those off of my list this year, honestly. Larry Hobbs, windy here on Lake Murray, South Carolina. Yeah, Lake Murray's a pretty big lake too, isn't it, Larry? I can only imagine how windy it gets out there. Abner, I did very good on Joe Pool this summer. Decent size too. Can't beat minnow bite during the summer. That's right, man. I have not been out to Joe Pool in quite some time myself. Last time I was out there, I wasn't in my boat and I was just, doing an electronics trip. We caught a few good fish, but I really didn't search a lot. And the only reason I've been hesitant to go out to Joe Pool is because they had that sewage spill pretty recently. So I know my thinking is I don't want to take paying customers to a lake that just had a sewage spill like that. Just for fun, shallow or deep, man, you can find fish in both shallow or deep right now, honestly. But I feel like I definitely can see that the fish are starting to push a little bit shallower, especially Levon. Levon, I've been finding some good fish in 10 to 12 foot of water. I have not been able to search other lakes to see if they're doing the same thing, but yeah, Levon's been fishing pretty shallow. Now you can find, like I said, you can find fish out 20 plus foot, but it definitely seems like that 10 to 20 foot, if you can get in that range, it's been pretty good. I'd say Grapevine's been the same way when I've been out there. It definitely seems like that little bit shallower stuff has been just a tad bit better. Not a whole lot better, but just a tad bit better. So, Larry Haas, 52,000 acres, 360 miles ashore. Yeah, that's pretty big. That is pretty big. I apologize, y'all. I'm trying to see why. For some reason, I cannot see your comments on the laptop for some reason. Let's see, David Cup, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Hello from Lake Gunnersville, Alabama. I hope everyone's doing well and catch a crappie. Thanks for dropping in, man. I hope to get to Lake Gunnersville one day. I really hope to be able to travel a little bit more one day. David Welcher, the fish have left the timber at Ray Roberts for the most part. It was a kind of a weird year up there for me. Um, I'm seeing some guys that are catching some fish up there at Ray Roberts on timber, but it's definitely pretty shallow. And I'm gonna get up there and just look. I mean, I'm not planning on really searching too hard for the timber. I don't know. The timber on Ray Roberts has always just kind of been a little tough for me to guide on. It's one thing for me to fish. I can fish it. That's fine. But trying to guide on it's a little bit different. And I'm not of. I really really dislike not having. If I have two people fishing, I really don't want one only to fish. I want both to fish the whole time. And so I try to find places that I can make that happen. Yeah, thank you, Cruz. Yeah, if y'all could, leave this a thumbs up. YouTube really likes that. I haven't been live in a long time, like I said, and I don't have anything just crazy to talk about, but I did want to touch base with everyone. Just for fun, I just heard of that sewage spill, drove over it on Cedar Hillside. What's that about? I heard they shut down Joe Pool. Yeah, they did. So, it's funny because every year it seems like, especially more lately, there's more and more of these sewage spills happening. A lot of them, I forgot who it was. I forgot who it was that told me that the biggest solution to pollution is dilution. And so they know that sewage gets into these lakes, some more than others, and their thinking is that just the vast amount of water that's in the lakes kind of dilutes it down to where it's not harmful. But I don't know. There's certain lakes. So Grapevine for one is pretty, for me, is pretty clean. Ray Roberts is another one. And then I'd say Benbrook's pretty clean too. Louisville, I don't know. Louisville's just, it's had a couple. I mean, it's clean. I mean, it's clean in a sense, but is it super clean as some of the other lakes like Grapevine? No. And that's just, there's a lot of cities, all the development around Louisville is just crazy. And so a lot of that development drains off into the lakes, and I think that's a lot to do with why the fishing's just not as good out there anymore. At least that's my theory. I'm not sure, but But yeah, I heard they shut it down myself, and so that's why I've kind of been hesitant to go out there. I don't know. I just don't want to. It just feels weird to be cleaning fish when there was a sewage spill pretty recently. But yeah, so I've been finding my fish on timber, brush piles. I haven't checked any bridges. I've been catching some on rock, which is pretty typical for this time of year. Um, all within that 10 to 20, maybe 25-foot range. I guess is about the deepest that I've been finding them. And then it's just been it's just been work, you know. It seems like on most days you'll get lucky and find a spot where you catch 5 or 10, but outside of that, it's just catching one or two here, three there. You do that enough times, if you catch 5 fish, 5 keepers off a spot, you only got to do that, a handful of times to have your limit. So that's kind of been my mindset. Abner, is Lake Worth like Mountain Creek? So Lake Worth is kind of a little bit different. They both had a consumption ban. I think it's for PCBs on it. They had a consumption ban on both of those lakes, but Lake Worth recently lifted that, and they're I think they're restricting it to like bottom feeding fish like catfish and things like that. But me personally, I don't eat fish at either of those lakes. It just for me, it's just not worth the risk. I mean, there's so many other lakes you can catch fish out of that you don't have to worry about that. And so that's kind of been my thinking on that. But been finding fish on timber and stuff. Like I said, been using a lot of minnows. Been using a little bit more jigs lately, especially on grapevine. There's just so many short fish. They just tear a minnow up. Like you can't even fish with a minnow really. But I really think things are getting ready to get good. They've been good. I can definitely tell, 100% I can tell fish are transitioning. And the reason I say that is because, the places that I've been seeing numbers and numbers, I can see some spots I'll see 100 fish. Well, now I'm going there and I'm only seeing 20. And I think that with that little cool snap that we had, I think some parts of the lake tried to turn over. I don't think a lot of them fully did. I think parts of lakes did. I know for a fact parts of Grapevine did because you could just smell it. You could see the foam on top of the water. You could tell. And I think that's kind of moving these fish around. And so that's kind of been what I've noticed. And I think with this heat, it's going to kind of straighten it out, or it's not going to fully turn over. I think until October, if I had to guess. October is usually when it turns over. So that's kind of when I would expect that full turnover. Abner, is Camo Joe still doing hand ties? I tried to contact him, but no reply. Yeah, he is. As far as I know, I know he's a pretty busy guy, so I'm not sure how long it's been since you've reached out to him, but you might try and reach out again. I know he's pretty busy, and he's also, don't forget also he's in California, so he's got a little bit different time frame than us. So that's definitely. Yep, David, that's exactly what I'm thinking too. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I think that cold snap did mess up that thermocline, and the fish are just kind of, and that's why I'm saying too. I don't expect like lakes like Grapevine. I don't expect to get better anytime soon, because if that thermocline's not there, they're gonna roam. They're gonna do all kinds of stuff, and like I said, I have to think in a mindset of guiding, and I don't want to guide roaming fish or single fish here and there. It just, to me, like, I know there's a lot of people that do it and that's great, but I don't want to do that myself. And so we'll definitely see how that plays out. It looks like it's going to be pretty warm going forward. I haven't looked. Let me look at the weather real quick. I haven't looked at temperatures that much. Because honestly, I don't look at the temps a whole lot. I just look more at the wind. Yeah, so it looks like 95, 97 Friday, 96. So it's definitely a little warm still. I don't think we'll get a full thermocline back, but we'll definitely see. What's up, Wild Hook? Thanks for being here. But we will see, y'all. We will see. Y'all, I'm kind of double checking some stuff. But yeah, hadn't seen you in a while. Been waiting on some videos. Have you been dropping any, man? Honestly, like I said, I've been so busy with guiding. I have not had the time to put in video filming. I've been really trying to grow my Facebook page, y'all. If y'all could, just if you haven't, just take a second, go over to my Facebook page. I think I have it linked in the description. I should have it linked down there. Let me see if I do. Yeah, I have my Instagram. No, I have the Facebook too. So yeah, go if you have a second, go over there, hit the follow. I'm really trying to grow that. That is another way of income for me, and so if y'all really could just support me on there. If you don't, and I would sure appreciate it. But yeah, the same for the YouTube. I've been this time of year, the YouTube views just aren't there, honestly, and usually I'm so busy with trips that it just kind of works out that I'm not super active on YouTube. That's getting ready to change with the fall coming, creek season coming. I'm getting ready to put a lot of videos out, and I'm really hoping that I can really grow this channel a lot this winter. I really hope that's in the plans this year. Abner, you think moon phases affect fish biting? You know, Abner, that's a good question. So I get so many questions when on trips, like, do you believe in the pressure? Do you believe in moon phases, this and that? And the moon phase is one that I will say I pay attention to. It's not going to dictate what I do, but I do pay attention to it. So I do know, like, on days that the moon is full, especially in the summertime for me, the fish will feed a little bit heavier at night. And so early in the morning, you know, that 7, 8, as soon as that sun comes up, 7, 8, or 9 o'clock in the morning can be pretty slow. But for me, usually once it gets about 10 o'clock, 10 or 11 o'clock on those full moon days, the fish really start stacking up. They start biting good. And usually for me, that full moon just pushes that bite back a little bit, you know, versus if there's no moon at all, they don't feed as heavy at night. And so first thing in the morning, they'll feed a little bit better. At least that's what I've noticed. So like if there's a full moon and I get out there and the bite's real slow first thing, I kind of know, like, okay, well, I can just kind of, you know, mess around over here, mess around over there, and I know that it's gonna get there. So Keith Maroney, thanks for being here. Hey kid, do you use crappie nibbles? I don't see them in your videos. Keith, no, I'm not a big believer on scent for crappie. I really am not. I feel like crappie are sight feeders, visually oriented. I don't use any nibbles. I think the reason that minnows do so well in the summer is not so much scent. I feel like it's more of, you know, movement, shine. I feel like they can feel those minnows moving around a little bit. It's just a different feel for them, and I think so. I'm trying to think. I've used in the past. I've used, you know, nibbles, sprays, things like that. I actually recently did a video on my Facebook page where I just put sunscreen all over my jig and dropped it down and caught a crappie. So you know, I think they definitely can probably smell things, but it's something that I don't worry myself with. You know, I'm of the mindset too that a crappie's gonna bite or it's not, and I'm gonna find the crappie that want to, and so that's why I kind of have a run and gun approach. I don't want to sit on a spot and go through, you know, 20 different colors. I just want to drop down, catch what's aggressive, and move to the next spot. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, we got 90s, mid 90s the next few days. It'll definitely feel like more like summer than fall. But anyway, if y'all could, like I said, hit that thumbs up, and as well, check out my Facebook page. Run over there and hit the follow button. I sure would appreciate it. leave a comment on there. And I really, I don't like to be too like pushy with things on here, but you know, this time of year, I'll be honest, y'all, it's a slow time of year for guiding. It really is. So if y'all are interested in a guide trip, please, I would definitely reach out and try to book pretty quick. So October, the weather's nice, the fish are usually biting pretty good, and I have lots of openings. So if you're interested, I can get you out really quick. We'll get out there and get a mess of fish and get you squared away. But yeah, just shoot me an email. I'm I'm trying to see. Shoot me an email. I don't have a way to. For some reason, I don't have a way. Let me see. Give me 1 second, y'all. I don't know if it's just how I have this pulled up or what. But I feel like I should be able to see it a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know why it's not gonna let me do anything, but anyway, on some of my other videos, I have all the email that you can email me if you're interested in a trip, and I have lake breakdowns as well, you guys. The lake breakdowns are still productive. They're going to be productive for a while longer, and I have those for Ray Roberts, Levon, um, Louisville, Joe Pool, Cedar Creek, and Texoma. So just shoot me an email for that, and I just kind of break down everything, give coordinates and stuff to certain natural locations that will kind of help narrow down your search. Seven strikes fishing, moonrise and moon setting can be key times to fish, just like the sunrise and sunset all play in the equation. Yeah, the moon phases is one that I do pay attention to. I really do. But yeah, let's see. So also, so as always, you know, B&M is a great supporter of me and the channel. Y'all be sure to check them out and support them back. They're really great to me, and I love their products. I use them on all trips, and I have a lot of good positive feedback on trips with them. And then as well, you know, David Goodson over at Shut Up and Fish, y'all be sure to check him out. If you need any electronics, anything like that installed, be sure to check him out. He takes great care of me, and so I definitely would you know like to return that favor and send some to him. Real life, thanks for being here, man. I hope all is well. But you know, definitely support him. Power Queen really helps me out as well. I have all these linked down below in my videos, and I really think that it's big to support those companies that support me. You know, it really does help me out tremendously. Camo's Custom Jigs as well. He's a great guy that really, you know, makes great jigs and takes care of me as well. I'm trying to think if Flop Industries. If y'all are interested, I have promo code if you're interested in a Power Queen battery. You guys, I've used that battery a, a lot since I got it, and I'm pretty impressed with it. I have absolutely ran it to the ground, and the lowest I've got it down was to 40%. So I'm running it on trips, and it's been holding up really well. It charges really fast, and it's super light. So if y'all are interested, I have a promo code with them. It's just Kid Crappie, all the same, no spaces, no numbers, anything like that. And it'll take a little bit off of your price, and it'll help me out a little bit. And then Flop Box as well, Kid Crappie 10. If you use that in the checkout, you'll save a little money there, and it'll help me out as well. But yeah, if y'all could support those companies that support me, that would be great. David Welch, are you gonna do this on a weekly, bi-weekly basis, monthly? I'm gonna try my best, David, to do this weekly. I'm not sure what days works best for y'all. That reminds me. So what days would work best for y'all? Mondays honestly aren't the best days for me. And then I know like football's going on. So what days works best for y'all? So if y'all have a specific day, just throw it down there, and I'll see what I can do. But I'm gonna try my absolute best to do these every week. Abner, I bought an 8-foot B&M and I love the bend on it. Yeah, me too, man. Nice. I'm glad you're happy with it. I really like the action on these rods. Real life, order new Lowrant, standalone live scope. Gonna holler at Shut Up and Fish. Nice. Yeah, he'll take care of you. That battery held up great on our trip. Yeah, it was pretty good. Abner, hey, now that you mentioned flop box, I won the boots giveaway too after the flop box review. Still haven't gotten them, but they're on their way. Nice, nice, man. Yeah, I saw that. I've been meaning to try and get some of those boots myself and see if I can figure something out. Yeah, David, non-football day. That's what I'm thinking. I'm honestly thinking Tuesday. Tuesdays seem to work pretty good for me. For fall, will they get more active before they change depth, or does that come at the same time? They they will get Russell. They will get pretty active. Um, it varies lake to lake. I'd say right now the lakes, especially Grapevine, is just not fishing good. It is just not fishing good. There's just no way around it. It's terrible. I don't think those fish are going to get right. I don't think it's gotten hot enough. I don't think the thermocline set in enough. And so I think they're just not going to set up right. But like other lakes, like Levon, Ray Roberts, Benbrook, places like that, I think they're gonna bite pretty good. And usually for me, usually around that Halloween time frame is when that Halloween time frame for me is when I really notice that transition. I always say like November 1st is when I kind of get serious about the creek fishing. Every year's different. Obviously, some years it gets cold really fast. Some years it stays warm all the way through November. Some years, but usually that November 1st time frame is when I notice that transition take place, and that's when I start getting serious with the creek stuff. And so I'm really looking forward to that this year. Russell, is it better to go to Benbrook blind and look on side scan? You can't, man. So right now Benbrook's so low. Um, Benbrook is so low that you don't need any kind of electronics. Honestly, you can just hop from tree to tree, and you will pick up some fish. Obviously, if you can see the fish, which tree has the most fish on it or how deep, that helps. But you do not need it. Honestly, there's stumps sticking up everywhere. I haven't been out there in a while, but I'm gonna try my best to get out there later this week. David Cup, I have an 8-foot B&M Rust Beta. They are awesome rod. Yes, yes. Fishing with Fredo, there he is. Thanks so much, man, for jumping in here. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for the support. Fredo's a great guy. He's always been real supportive. Same for Bill. Thanks for being here, Bill. I appreciate it. I really do. Like I said, I know I've been pretty inconsistent with these, but I'm gonna try to my best to be consistent as possible with these. I'm not like just trying to do this or that every single week, but I do want to at least touch base. I'm not saying I'm gonna have a lot of awesome news every time, but I do want to at least touch base with y'all. Yes, we do, Fredo. How's the boat coming along, man? I try, buddy. Sometimes I seem to disappear. Yes, super chats. Cash App is open as well. I cannot for some reason type anything into this chat, so I'm going to have to figure that out for one, and then two. I would like to be able to go live on Facebook too. So we'll have to see how I do that. I'm gonna have to figure it out. I wasn't quite able to figure it out today before I had to get on here, but yeah. But like I said, trips, you guys, if you're interested, I have so much availability. It's not funny. It's just that time of year. Kids go back to school, just kind of slows down, and so that's part of it. But that's the one good thing with now that this is my second year into this full time. I'm not saying I have everything figured out because I don't, but I definitely feel like I have a little bit more of an idea of what's coming down the pipe, and I have some ideas in mind that I'm hoping kind of help everything go a little bit smoother this winter. We are in the last stage, says Fredo, of demolition, and then the rebuild starts. Nice. Well, at least it's cooling off a little bit, so maybe you can work on it just a little bit longer. and not be, sweating bullets out there because it's been pretty hot. Yeah, Fredo. Yeah, we're all doing great, man. We're all doing great. Staying busy as always. I hope the grandkiddos are doing great, man. Let's see. But yeah, I really don't have a lot of stuff to talk about, y'all. So I mean, if y'all have any questions, being busy with the grandkids games, taking them during the week and weekends. Oh yeah, yeah, it gets to be you get to be busy for sure. Yeah, say hi to Vicky for us. Hope she's doing well also, man. Woodworking, there you go. Oh, I appreciate that, Russ. I really do, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, Bill. Yeah, she does. I can't take her anywhere because she always outfishes me, and partly is because she's always getting hung up, and I'm having to take her fish off. And she does that on purpose for me. Awesome, Abner. Talk about perfect timing. Perfect timing. They look real good. Honestly, like usually in the summer, I don't. I like a open, like I like a crock or something like that because it's so hot, and usually I have to get in the water to launch the boat, and so I haven't really like thought that those would be perfect. But they would if I was just straight up on the boat, like for the winter. I think they'd be pretty good. Yeah, that is the method to your madness is to mess up my fishing. But anyway, did y'all enjoy seeing her on there? I know we have not been able to do that very much, and we're gonna try to do that a little bit more. It's hard with two boys, two crazy boys at home, but we're gonna try our best. Russ, how hard is it without live scope? Have you ever seen how accurate your buoy would be, like a test? Because I toss my buoy and wonder how accurate I am. Yeah, so um, I actually had. I'm trying to think of when was this? All the days kind of blend together for me. Um, my last trip was an electronics trip, and that's what we did was kind of work on boat positioning. So I'll kind of throw that buoy out, and especially like if I'm fishing something under the water, like a brush pile or something, I really want to be able to turn back around and drop down my jig around the cover and be able to feel it. Um, I like to hang up in brush too, and the reason I do that is because I know exactly where it's out at, and I do that, and I look at like if I get hung up right here, I'm like, okay, I got hung up here, and the buoy's over here to my left or to my right, 10 foot, whatever, and that kind of helps me line up that, so I kind of know within that buoy where I'm fishing, where exactly I need to be fishing, if that makes sense. Fishing with Fredo, yep. I haven't heard the end of it ever. When Vicky, oh yeah, I won't hear the end of it either. David Cup, do you slip cork fish any? I don't recall seeing any of your videos doing so. I usually don't, David, in the summer. So I fish a lot of deep water, a lot of deep timber, brush, things like that, and it just kind of would be how do I put it? It'd be a little tougher to get dialed in depth wise. I do, I will do that at times, especially if I have kids in the boat, like really, really young kids. I will slip cork. That way, it keeps it visual for them. And I do slip cork a lot in the winter, fall, and the spring. But I usually don't do it a lot in the boat, just because it's just a little easier for me to, obviously I have live scope and I can go up, drop, see exactly where the fish are at, drop right on their head, catch them or not, and just keep moving. Let's see. Awesome. I appreciate that, Fredo. Yeah, you can throw two or three as well, especially if it's a big brush pile. That way you can kind of know, like, this is the general area you can fish on this side or that side and kind of get dialed in like I'm catching all my fish on this right edge of it. That does also kind of help if you have a few buoys out there. Yep, yep, Russ. And so like for lakes like Benbrook, like I said, there's so many trees sticking up. You really don't need um, you don't need a lot of electronic experience if you don't want to. It helps me guiding. Like I want to be as efficient as possible. I don't want to be out there just guessing. Basically, I want to be out there just efficient, just working through fish. Maximizing our time out there and our success. And so that's kind of why I kind of do that on Benbrook, but you don't need to at all. Abner, is Eagle Mountain good for crappie? Man, I have been out to Eagle Mountain a couple of times, and I told myself I'm never going back. I don't know. It's just one of those lakes that I live super, super close to, but I just do not like it. I don't know. It just does not. I don't like it, and it don't like me, I guess, because I can catch a few fish out there, but it's not something that I enjoy. Uncle Bill, how the creek's looking? Lots of water. Man, they're as of right now, the creeks aren't in bad shape. Could we use some rain? Yes, but are they as dry as they have been? No. Usually October is pretty rainy, and so I'm hoping that October just kind of tops them off. That would be really, really great, but you know how that goes. Some years we get a lot of rain, some years we don't. Yeah, we do need Fredo and Vicky videos again. We do miss them. Oh man, Fredo, Russ, and Ray Roberts, Core Piles. Yeah, you need like you need the whole marker buoy shelf and Bass Pro on those. Those are some big ones. Yeah, the lake too is usually so low that I don't know. I don't like it. I don't know. It doesn't suit me. Yeah, that's a good impression for sure. I don't know. I might go back out there. Honestly, I've got my eyes on some really small lakes out west. I don't know how long I'm gonna live over here out west, but I do know that for the time being, I've got to kind of make it do. And so I'm just kind of just trying to make it happen, especially with Grapevine being so bad. Um, I'm pretty like, not to brag or anything, but I feel pretty proud of myself this year. I've kind of had to step out of my comfort zone a little bit. Um, I really Grapevine kind of was my bread and butter last year, and I just have not been able to run very many trips on it at all. It's just been really, really tough, and I've been able to kind of branch out different lakes that I know pretty well. I just have never had to go over there and look, and so I'm kind of proud of myself in doing that. And that's one thing too. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. It can make you just that much of a better of an angler, give you that much more confidence, and it really helps me out, growth wise. I feel like so. Charlie, it's still too hot for creek fishing where I live. Fish won't start running up until we start hitting the low 60s at night here. Yeah, we're pretty good ways here, Charlie, as well. Like I said, I say usually about November 1st. Usually once that water temp gets around 60, especially when it starts getting in the 50s, it'll start picking up. I cannot wait. I know that. The Real Bobber, thanks for being here. Cruz, I usually fish Grapevine and always catch my fish 20 foot deep near the docks. Nice. Yeah, that's one thing. I think the fish are gravitating toward the docks a lot this year out there, and the reason for that is because they go up and down with the water level, and so they can kind of adjust a little bit more. Those brush piles in the summer were 40, 45 foot deep. They were way, way too deep, and I think that had a lot to do with why it's so tough out there. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of start winding it down. I guess I don't have anything else to really talk about. Anyway, like I said, if you're interested in a lake breakdown, guide trip, anything like that, you know, I will say around October 1st, I paid really good attention to my Facebook page and things like that. I'm kind of thinking about doing some different things on there, and I think everyone will really like it. So, yeah, just kind of keep an eye out for that. I'm going to try my best to go live every single week. I'm going to probably do Tuesday if I had to guess. And I really think Tuesday is kind of the best day for me, and I feel like just everyone too. That way, football doesn't get messed with or anything like that. So, getting ready for my premiere and live this evening. Nice, nice. Um, Fredo, I was on Louisville with my bro-in-law once about 2 months ago, and I could tell it was way off. Yeah, it's terrible. Um, and I don't know why it's so bad, but it's bad. I I've come to the point where I'm not guiding on Louisville anymore for crappie. It's terrible. Yeah, it's trash day too. That's true. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here, y'all. Thanks so much, everyone, for taking the time and joining. Um, I got him on some fish, but then again, he had his whole setup on the console. Oh man, yeah, that's tough. That's tough. But yeah, I really appreciate it, y'all. Thanks so much for dropping in. Thanks for the support as always. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make this more a regular thing. And yeah, thanks again. If y'all could check out my Facebook page, check out my TikTok, things like that. I'm really trying to grow all the social media stuff, and as well as the YouTube. I'm going to get more active on here as it cools off, and as we get more into creek season, I'll become a lot more active on here. And in the meantime, if y'all can support me on those videos in the boat. I know they're not for everyone. I know they're live scope heavy, and I understand that, but if y'all could just help me out with that, I sure would appreciate that. But anyway, thanks so much for all the support. Thanks for the donations, memberships, everything like that. It all helps so much. I really appreciate that. We were watching y'all last night, but hadn't commented. Oh man, you're good. I appreciate that, man. But yeah, thanks so much again. Everyone, I hope everyone has a great Monday night, has a great week, and I will see you guys on the water. Y'all take it easy. We'll catch you in the next one. See ya.